Hi guys, and welcome for that second video about the subjunctive, where I'm going to explain how and when to use this tense. Now, I will call the subjunctive a tense. It's a mistake on my part, but I want to keep it simple. If I wanted to be accurate, I would call the subjunctive a mood and not a tense. So up to you in your notes. If you want the perfect accurate version, in this case you will say that it's a mood, but throughout the video, please forgive me if I call it a tense. I will wait until we're back in class to explain what a mood is. The fact that you don't know won't influence your understanding of the tense, so don't worry about it for now. I just wanted to be accurate. So, what is the subjunctive and when do you use it? So, you use it when you want to express a wish, a thought, a possibility, or a necessity. So it rings a bit of a bell with the modal verbs like I must, I need, and all of that, except that with the subjunctive, you use it only if you want to convey an idea of uncertainty. So if you're not completely sure whether the event you're talking about is going to happen or not. This being said, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily talking in the future. The subjunctive can cover past, present, future. This doesn't matter. What matters is that you're absolutely not sure whether the event has taken place or not, is going to take place or not, is happening or not. You don't know. And at the same time, once again, you convey that idea of a wish, a thought, a possibility, or a necessity. I'm going to give you a few examples. There's a lot I could give you. I'm only going to stick to a few. For example, if you want to say, I wish my parents would buy me a dog, you're expressing a wish here. You could also not talk about yourself, but you could say, my parents wish for me to do well at school. Even if it doesn't sound maybe completely fluent, that's the kind of structures you would use in French, even if it's not fluent in English. So there's a lot of expressions in French that will be followed by the subjunctive. There's so many. There's no way I'm going to give them all to you in one video. At GCSE, to be fair, you don't need to know a lot. You just need to show that you can use that tense. If you're at A-level, you might want to dig a bit deeper, or even if you're at GCSE aiming at a target 8 or 9, but for this video, I'm going to stick to two structures. If you want more, ask me either by email or when we come back in class. For now, I'm going to show you two examples. So, if you want to express a possibility or a necessity, that's two of the structures you can use. I quite like them to get started with the subjunctive because they're really easy to place in writing or in the speaking. So the first one, it is necessary to, and the second, it is possible that. The trick is, you will never say that in English. You will never say, oh, it's possible that I do my homework tonight, or it is necessary that I do my homework tonight. If you want to convey that, you would say, maybe I will do my homework tonight, maybe not. And if you want to convey that, you will say, I must do my homework, or I need to do my homework. But you won't use those twisted way to say that in English. The problem with the subjunctive, and the trick is that you can't really translate it word for word from French into English. You guys, in English, you don't really have, well, you have that tense, but you don't use it as much as French people do. So it is hard at the beginning to get the hang of it and to understand that the French I'm going to show you in one sec is translated like that, more or less. So the whole difficulty of the subjunctive is about the translating part of it. But it's like a mental gym exercise. You need to get used to it, and when you have the hang of it, honestly, it's a lot easier. So bear with me. So it is necessary that I do my homework, for example. You will translate it by il faut que. We have seen il faut before, we have never seen it followed by que, and the subjunctive will come after the que. If you want to say it is possible that, you will say il est possible que, and you put the subjunctive after. Now, I'm only giving you 2 examples, but you can already see a pattern here, even if there's only 2. It's that the subjunctive comes after que. That should explain why I asked you in the first video to get used to using que when you conjugate a verb in the subjunctive. You need to put it, it will always, almost always come after que, so get used to it. Now, so this is in the present here. The subjunctive is once again the second tense in that sentence. I guess it's all a bit blurred in your head if I do it like that. So the best way now is to show you a few examples and to do a few sentences where I'm going to use those 2 structures with the pattern I showed you in the first video. So let's pick an example. Let's say it is possible that I watch a movie tonight. You could also say it is possible that I will watch a movie tonight. The will watch or watch, it doesn't matter what tense you put it in, it doesn't make a difference. You use the subjunctive in French. So let's go. It is possible. Il est possible that que I, there you go, and then you want to say I watch, and that's the verb that will be in the subjunctive. So you go back to the rule I showed you in the first video and you follow the step. I'm going to make a draft at the top to show you the steps. So you put to watch, which is regarder, IR, in the present tense with they. You take off int, you take off they, and you keep that stem here. So, il est possible que je regarde, and then you need the ending. Check in your notes for je, it's an I. So, que je regarde un film ce soir. Now, if you look at that sentence, that verb looks exactly like the present tense. If you take that off, that's I watch a movie tonight, that's a present tense. If you put that, your present is not the present anymore, it is a subjunctive, and that will award you so many more marks in the exam. So it's really actually not that complicated, and it's really worth it. Now, if you want to show off a bit more, and if you don't want your subjunctive to look like a present, go with the irregular verbs, because it will be obvious that you're using a subjunctive and that you know what you're doing. So let's pick the example. It's possible that I go to uni next year. So, il est possible que, and then you want to say I go to uni next year. So you go back to the notes you have made on the first video. To go is here, I is here. You've got a vowel here at the beginning, so you put the apostrophe. I go to uni next year. There you go. And now you can see that the verb you have here doesn't look at all like the present tense for I go. It is your subjunctive just because it comes after que and after that structure. So that's the examples for il faut que. It is necessary that, let's go with this one. So it is necessary that I study, for example. To study is the verb étudier. So you will say il faut que, it is necessary that. Once again, you can translate that by I must or I need to study. And if you use that structure, a lot more marks for you coming. So put that in the they form of the present tense. Take off ent, take off they, keep that stem. You have a vowel at the beginning. I didn't do it on purpose, sorry. Um, so you put your stem, the ending won't change, it's still an E. You have your sentence. Il faut que j'étudie. It is necessary that I study. Once again, that looks exactly like the present tense. If you want to show off, let's do an irregular one. It is necessary that I do my homework. Same beginning. I. And then, to do is irregular. So you go back in your table, que je fasse. Mes devoirs. And there you go. So I hope that's clear, because now I'm going to ask you to do a few examples of your own. So try to use what I just showed you to do those 4 sentences. The first and the last one are regular verbs. The 2 middle ones, I put a star, they are irregulars, so use the table that you did for the irregular verbs. Please pause the video. I don't care if you translate that accurately. What I really care about is that verb and the beginning of the sentence. That's what you need to get right. So pause the video, take your time, and I'll mark in 10 seconds. Okay, so it is possible that I visit Paris next year. Il est possible que je, once again it's regular, so put it in the they form, take off the ent, put your correct ending. There you go. It is possible that I am impatient. Il est possible que. So I am, it's the verb être, to be. Go back in your table. Être, que je sois. Impatient. If you're a girl, put an E without the brackets. The next one, it is necessary that I go to school. Il faut que, once again, go back to that table with the irregulars, que j'aille à l'école. And the last one, il faut que je, put that in the they form in the present tense, take off the ent, you arrive here, put your subjunctive ending, finish your sentence. Sorted. I hope that's what you got. I hope that was useful, and by all means, from now on, try and include that in your writing and in your speaking. Practice it. At some point, I swear it will actually become fun more than painful. So have fun with it, guys. See you.